figuratively for love?
I love you.
Hear me out. I want to give you some things to think about. Friends X, they're no longer together. Online, jail, drugs abuse, extreme climates, Alaska, maybe Vegas because you're not a hot person. Bi-coastal marriages, you're in one coast, he's on the other. Long distance, he's in Dubai, right? He's over in Africa. Vacation only lover. You hook up, vacation. He's got multiple kids, more than 3, 4, 5. Baby mama drama. He's a great guy, but the mama not. Your family doesn't agree with his race or his culture or his social economics. How far would you go, literally or figuratively, for love?
I'm gonna have to stay single on all this. Because I'm looking at it, if what you have to all those scenarios, if it's not better than where I am now, I'm good. I'm gonna have to pass on it. Because I'm good where I'm at.
I think it depends on where you are, your level of experience. A 20-year-old is gonna have a different answer than a 30 or 40-year-old. I think this is where you are. One thing I know, because I'm almost 50, I think that happiness is everything. So there's a side of me that said, I'm not going to put up there and play no games and I know exactly what I want. But there's another side of me saying, I have experienced happiness and love before and I want it.
Yeah.
So I may do some things that I would never confess to.
Yeah, I do think that the 20-year-old who's never experienced love and heartbreak, because I think you got to go through that heartbreak to know how far you'll actually go. I mean, and I don't know how many will admit, and I'm going to admit, I remember my very first love. He was my everything. I would do somersaults, I would do flips. He could call at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. He was calling, I was out of the bed, putting clothes on, jumping out to meet him. I put up with girls and all. That's it.
I'm sitting up in bushes waiting.
No, I ain't doing that, I ain't doing this, he needs to not have no kids, you had this standard.
Yeah.
And then in my 20s, it was like, oh, okay, I did marry my high school sweetheart, I'm not gonna be like my parents. Reality kind of set in, and now I just turned 30 and I'm like, fuck it.
I gave up someone a child, and I don't think they were worthy of that at the time. They weren't.
Yeah.
But it's like, you gotta just know when I'm not gonna just keep giving up my heart to you and you keep breaking it, or I'm not gonna go move with you to Cali, just trying to make it work and it's not gonna work out. You just figure out what's gonna work for you and what's not,
But you can't even be a part of the whole love scene with that defenses, blockage, rules. You're not gonna even get there. You gotta be at a point where it's like, you know what? Everything is everything is on the table. I'm not trying to say that you're not sure about how you feel. I'm just telling you about love because I am a strong woman. I always have been, even back when I fell in love. But when love comes, when true love, when real love comes, and I'm not saying it's real for him, but when real love hit you, you don't have control.
It's like you lose rules.
But I think part of it is,
But I think it also could be about your pride, right? So when you're a strong woman, when you're a mom, when you watch too much TV, it's like, I shouldn't be doing that. He should be bringing me roses, and he should be whining and dining me. I don't think, and the women who are in here who have years of marriage or experience with men, it's not about what we see on television. It really is a very real, it's a personal thing, right? He's not gonna, I wrote a fucking piece about Fernando. He had like dirt under his nothing, I did not have control over the wetness that happened because he like turned me on in ways that wasn't about television. He wasn't good looking, he wasn't my height, he wasn't anything that I would have picked on paper. But that's why I think papers.
I think we're talking about different things. Because when you talk about love and you talk about passion, and you talk about like, because that's for me. I'm a love person. I'm into love. For me, my philosophy is I love everybody in here. You know, because of my belief, we are required to love each other. That's what we're required to do. Now, liking everybody, that's a different story. You know, that's something that, you know, requires work. But you choose to love. You know, and the term, I fell in love. You didn't fall. You know, you walked in there consciously. You didn't just like get blindsided by, I love. It's different. There's passion. There's lust. There's, you know, love for a person. You know, once you grow into, I just love that person. But I think the bigger picture for me is that I gotta like you, because me liking you will make me keep coming back. I like you. I like you. And then that follows up with passion and drive and lust and all of that. But, you know, I think we're talking about different things here when it comes to love.
Mine is, how far are you willing to give me? Because at this point, I'm not going to give out more than I'm receiving. So you want me to move all across the world and do all this crazy stuff, but you still texting your baby mom.
No. Yes. So I think that's a good point, right? I think that sometimes there isn't the balance. I like that there isn't the balance that needs to be there. I think that's what you're talking about, Dominique, is the work, right? At some point, because it's okay to give. We give to our children. Women, we know how to love. We know how to give. We know how to give. We are nurturers, right? We know how to pour it in, and pour it on. But I guess that's where that threshold comes, the boundaries. Are you willing to do it in some sort of a way where I can feel that?
Right, because some people say their love, I can love you unconditionally. Me, I have conditions on my love. My love is I'm not an unconditional type love person, because if you do the wrong thing, you know, I have to think about this indiscretion to figure out if I'm still gonna love you. So I would say, how do you fall out of the love, because there's some conditions that if you don't, but that's not love, but
being in love.
Right, you're in love. You're in love, but they're not. So I'm in love, faithful wife, but you running through every skirt in here. So now, am I supposed to still say, okay, I'm in love? Let me think about that. Because I was in love with you before I found out you done hit everybody in here. I have to reconvene. We're going to have to take a little break and let me digest all of what just happened. Right. I loved you before all of this, but right now I can't
need to process this information
and see where I'm at.
The fact that you need to process it. Why do you need to process it?
That brings another topic. Does monogamy kill love? Because what if a man really doesn't have the capacity to be monogamous?
We have to talk about that. We're going to have to.
But I think that, so I don't know if the real true, because there's different types of love, right? We talk about there's different types of love, right? There's the love that we have for our children, no matter what they do, right?
Love don't have conditions.
But I love the topic of, do you have to be monogamous in order for me to love you? Because we know that there's some relationships where there's open relationships, right? We know that there's several high-profile couples, they have open relationships. I think every woman has a right to choose the type of love that they want to have in their life. Right. I don't think that at a certain age, as we're coming of age, do we know all that.
Right.
I think we have to get information. I think we have to go through experiences. And I think we have to figure that out. Because here's the thing. When I was in college, younger, I had a friend who was a romantic. Who said they were the romantic in the group, right? Somebody said somebody earlier they were the romantic. She believed in love. She believed in her man loving her, and she was very offended if he looked at another woman because that didn't say love to her. She also didn't believe she could ever have sex, just pure sex, without being in love with someone. Now I was the opposite. Like to me, sex was sex. Like I had chemical and physical attraction. I learned to find. I wanted to see and explore. I didn't need love for us to go to bed. Like I just didn't need that. But in her mind, so what she did was she tried. She tried to have sex with a guy. She tried it all together. I mean, she physically was like, okay, I like him. And I know he's not ready for love, but I like him, and I want to see what's going to happen. So let me just give him some of me, and let's see what happens. Well, she did, and he didn't fall in love, and she was heartbroken, sick, crying all over the fucking place. It was horrible. I said, you are not a woman that can give sex without love. Like you need the man to say, I love you, we need to connect, it needs to work, because it's not going to work for you. So don't try to be like me. Like don't try to go out and act like, damn, like we're gonna have a great time, and I'm good if you never call me, because I ain't trying to call you.
I really think people romanticize what love is or what it should be. And love to me doesn't mean that they only have to love you. That's possessive.
That's
So the question
That's a
that
good
you
point.
asked was, how far would you go for love? So the assumption that I took from it, but I love the conversation that was birthed out of that question, was that you believe that you have found love. So we can like fast forward to that
place.
And it broke my heart because the first example that you gave was like, shit.
What is that? Oh, friend's ex.
Yes.
Yes.
So like that's the question, the answer that I would like to hear your perspective on. Like at this point, you know that this is love. This person is saying, I love you. Meet my mama, meet my daddy, here's my keys, here's this, here's that. I'm ready to roll.
So it's not a question like, well,
It's
she
just love.
Yeah.
And it's everything checks out. That's how I saw the question.
Yeah.
But then he's like, boo, can you move to Alaska? Or you realize later, wait, you dated so-and-so? I had no idea, because you left town for 10 years, so you didn't know that this had happened, but that's the girl, she's married to somebody else now. Why would it come up in conversation?
Right.
You know what I mean? It was a time frame that you weren't around, and then you fast forward to the dude that she was with by the time you got back.
Yeah.
You know, that was...
Is there sacrifices to love, right?
So that's what I'm saying.
Right.
What are the...
Yeah.
You know, once you know it, like you were asking, what are you willing to do that you said you wouldn't do? Like the moving, what were the other examples?
He ends up in jail.
He
And
goes
it
to
doesn't
jail.
have to be
But it's love. It's really love. He's like, that's your man.
But you have to look at it like, in that scenario that you're painting, you're giving everything. You're giving up everything for this guy, for this love. What are you getting?
What she's saying is it's all covered. It's all covered.
They're giving each other.
Right. So we're saying that
When he in jail, he's got the baby mama, he's the expert, all the stuff stacked against him. So it's like, is he really giving
So are you feeling like you're the perfect person in that scenario?
I'm gonna have questions. I'm gonna have some questions.
It sounds like Jay is saying, look, my shit is clean. Like you
I gotta take all this, I gotta reconsider now I gotta take my friend. Right now I gotta tell my friend that I'm in love with my ex-boo. You know, now he done went to jail, now he need money.
Something greater than themselves, because Jay's like, fuck that.
But isn't that what love is?
I'm in this.
That's what love is. That's what love is. all of who you are.
Not if it damages you though.
Even if it damages you.
That's
Even, I'm just saying, like, I'm like twice your age, so I know in different places. But
no matter the age, we still go
I
through
know
experiences,
that's
you
the
know?
right thing to say, but it don't, I'm telling you, it's,
You can't help
love conquers all. And when
Once you stand
true
for
love is.
You don't gotta settle for it though. You can still love that person. Like I love my ex, but I'm not settling for that. I'll always have love for him. But
So how long did it take you to realize that you wasn't gonna settle for your ex?
well, who? I wasn't gonna settle for him, or he wasn't gonna
How
settle.
long did that take
Like
you
she
to
brought up,
realize, no,
it
that's
came.
not what I want.
Well, at first it was all good, and everything was good, and then came the baby mama, and then it came trying to fight, and all that came along, and I'm like, I love you, but I can't live like this, and I refuse to do that for myself.
You're still in defense mode right now, so.
No, not necessarily. I'm in just defense of myself and giving up myself. You know what I'm saying?
And you should be.
But
I'm not gonna-
love is
Right.
gonna attack you in a different way now. It's gonna come
Okay.
to you
Love
in a
hits you,
different way.
all
you know, it's
your
like-
rules drop.
Yeah, it's gonna come to you in a
I
different
believe, in all honesty,
way.
we're all different people with different mindsets and different opinions.
No, I agree with
You
what
know-
you're saying. I'm saying like, what if he never cheated on you?
Never had baby
There was
mamas.
no baby mama, none of that. But then you find out that the 2 years that he was in Texas before he met you and everything is great. You went to the family reunion and your cousin was like, oh my God, this is the guy I was in love with, but he moved. That's the guy. But everything else
Checks out.
checks out.
And it's good.
I mean,
So then, yeah, and so I like how Jen brings it back. So then that's the question of, is because what I think, Jen, what I think they're doing is, I think everybody's running from the hard question.
Then when you know that it
What
is
are you
love.
willing to do? So my scenario wasn't that I had to make a choice about marriage. I'm in college. I only dated or had a boyfriend in college, one guy. And he's from New York, but it turns out I'm flipping through pictures and I see a cousin. And I ask, and he's like, we dated, we're friends. But see, I'm just this, like, where is it now? I'm also like, if my guy ever touched my girl, like, we ain't never touching because I don't cross those lines. But I loved him. And it was a relationship that happened 4 years ago. It wasn't like she and I were cousins like ace boon coon. It was like we were like distance cousins. So I had to make a choice. Do I end this because of this relationship that they were in high school and had and we're in now in college? Or do I say, okay, that was the past. Let me measure and weigh out all my options. Well, I stayed with them. It didn't last, but it was still something I had to make a choice about. And so I think that I don't hear anybody who said yes, what they're willing to do. I hear what they're not going to do, what my worth isn't going to be. And I think that's fine. I think that we're all in different places. I think that there is no necessary right or wrong. I think that it depends on, because I think love isn't just about loving someone else. I think that there's some layer to that. Where are we with loving ourselves?
Yes.
Where are we with loving our immediate circle? Where are we where we need to make some hard decisions about ourselves? And sometimes, to Dominique's point, it's about where am I in this whole equation? And before I can give myself to anybody else, I want to make sure
You're making a right.
that yes.
And then too, just to piggyback on that, we have to make sure we're talking about what we're giving, but love is also receiving.
Right.
So I have to go back to getting something.
Yeah.
I cannot only be giving it because then it's a one-sided relationship.
Right.
Like, so
And
you're
that's
reaping
exactly
all
what
of the benefits. And here it is. I have to suck up all of this stuff. I gotta take the move. I gotta take the calls. I gotta take the fights. I gotta take. I have to take too much. What are you giving?
I think that television leads us to believe in movies that we'll do anything for love. And I think there's a reality that, sometimes love isn't enough. Am I going to, pack up my whole family and move to another state? I think it depends on if the benefits are there. Would I do it strictly for love? Probably. But I think that get me there and it doesn't work out and it's not what I expected, or it's not benefiting me and my family, then I may make a different decision even if I'm still in love. So I think in the purest sense, we should benefit good things from love. But I don't think that is always the case.
So what are some of the things that you think are clues to when you know it's time to leave the relationship?
Some of those exit strategies or things that they do. I think trust is huge. I think I got 3 things that are huge: trust, communication, and understanding. So I think trust is the number one. If I can't trust you in any relationship, if I can't trust you at your word, if I can't trust you with my heart, then I'm going to readjust you. And that changes the relationship. I think being able to understand one another, even if it's the unspoken rule, that I think that there has to be a language, that we speak that's understood between us. Even if there's some disappointment, there has to be a core of understanding. And then communication, whatever that communication is, because everybody communicates differently. Some of us use our words, some of us use our nonverbal skills, but I think those are the 3 important things in order to determine if it's time to leave. So if those things aren't at play, out of here. Done. Hey baddies, if you thought that was hot, take a listen to some of the good shit bullshit we talk about on the show.
So here's a question. Is it good sex? Is it good shit if it's the size is short? The size is short, but the emotion is still there. So
That's the same thing as love and passion.
I'm asking you. I'm asking the floor. I'm asking the baddies. Is that good shit or bullshit?
Good shit.
Small sex.
Good shit.
Small.
Is the physical and emotional, like if the physical sucks, like
The small dick.
No, yeah, the small dick.
If he can mess up the side.
About 30, 40 more years of a good sex life, and you're not gonna be turning me up down here.
So if the size is, you don't care about how little. Well, baddies, that was some good shit. And if you've liked what you've seen, and definitely what you heard, make sure you subscribe to Unleash the Baddie on YouTube so you can tune in every Thursday, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, where you'll catch more baddies, more hot topics, and more battitude on Talking Shit with LSH. Hey baddies, come on out to Comedy Night being powered by Creative Cypher. That's Monday, February 19th at 7 p.m. at the Black Ensemble Theater, 4450 North Clark Street, where your girl LSH will host the red carpet along with Simeon, Mr. Chicago Henderson. We'll be able to unleash on some great laughs being hosted by T-Murph, sounds by DJ Shantae, with performances by Mark Hood, Lily Mason, M. Brown, and Calvin Evans. Tickets are $25. You can go to TroyPryorPresents.eventbrite.com. Grab your baddies, get your girls, get your guy, and we'll see you there.